In the vast tapestry of the Zodiac, there exists a woman whose presence is as captivating as it is confounding. A woman who seems to hold the universe's secrets in her gaze yet turns away from the very attention she effortlessly commands. Imagine this: a crowded room filled with admirers vying for her notice, their words hanging in the air like fragile threads. She stands apart, her eyes fixed on some distant horizon, utterly unmoved. Who is this enigmatic figure who can draw men in with a single glance, only to dismiss them without a second thought? As an astrologer who has spent years decoding the stars, I've seen this story unfold time and again among my clients. A tale of allure and indifference that leaves hearts in its wake. Stay with me, for by the end of this journey, I'll unveil the zodiac sign behind this mystifying woman. The question is, can you guess her identity before the stars reveal it? Now you might wonder, is her detachment a carefully crafted illusion, a mask she wears to keep the world at bay? I assure you it's no act. This woman's ability to ignore men isn't a game of coyness or a bid for power. It's woven into the very fabric of her being. I once counseled a young man named Daniel, a Leo with a fiery charm that could light up any room. He came to me bewildered after meeting her at a gallery opening. I complimented her, asked about her thoughts on the art. "Nothing," he said, his voice tinged with frustration. She nodded once and walked away like I was a ghost. I've heard this refrain from countless others. Men who've tried humor, intellect, even grand gestures, only to find themselves met with a wall of indifference. What drives this behavior? Is it arrogance or something deeper? Consider this. Her mind is a whirlwind of thoughts, ideas, dreams, and questions that stretch beyond the mundane. To her, the average conversation is a fleeting distraction, unworthy of her focus. Take Sarah, a client who watched this woman at a lecture, noting how she scribbled notes furiously while others vied for her attention. "It's like she's in her own orbit," Sarah told me. And indeed she is. Her detachment isn't personal, it's a filter sifting out the trivial from the profound. So, what does it take to break through? That's the mystery we'll unravel next, but one thing is clear. Her coldness is as natural as the tides and just as unstoppable. To understand her fully, we must step back and examine the broader canvas of the zodiac. Every sign has its strengths: Leo's warmth, Libra's charm, Scorpio's intensity, but this woman redefines the art of presence. She belongs to a lineage of zodiac women who naturally draw eyes, yet she alone has mastered the paradox of being seen and unseen. Her allure isn't rooted in flirtation or overt beauty, though she possesses both in abundance. It's her intellect, sharp as a blade, and her aura, a quiet enigma that whispers of hidden depths, that set her apart. I recall a workshop I led in Seattle, where a group of women analyzed their charts. One participant, Emily, a Pisces, pointed to her friend across the room. "That's her," Emily said. Men stare, but she doesn't even notice. I observed this woman during our discussion, tall, with a gaze that seemed to pierce through the noise. She answered questions with precision, her words cutting through fluff like a scalpel. Later, Emily shared more. She's always thinking about philosophy, science, the meaning of it all. Small talk bores her to death. This aligns with what I've seen in my practice. Her mind is a galaxy, teeming with 1,000 constellations of thought, and she has little patience for those who can't keep up. Data backs this too. Studies on personality traits linked to certain signs suggest that her archetype thrives on intellectual stimulation, dismissing anything less as noise. But there's more to her story. Her indifference isn't just a quirk. It's a shield, protecting a world so rich and complex that few are invited in. I've had clients like Mark, a Taurus, who spent months trying to win her over with gifts and dinners, only to realize she valued a single deep conversation over all his efforts. Her standards are her own, forged in a fire of independence that burns brighter than any flattery. And yet, this is only the foundation. Her true power lies in what comes next. So, what happens when you try to capture her attention? Here's where the tension rises and the stakes become clear. Men often approach her with confidence, armed with their best lines or bold moves, only to find themselves adrift in her silence. I've seen it firsthand. Take James, a Gemini client with a quick wit and a reputation for charming anyone. He met her at a book club, dazzled by her insights on Dostoevsky. "I thought I had her," he told me. "I matched her point for point, but when I asked her out, she just smiled and said, 'Maybe another time.'" That vague dismissal left him reeling, replaying every word. This is her gift and her challenge. She demands substance, not surface. If your offering lacks depth, be it a shallow compliment or a recycled pickup line, she'll turn away as if you never spoke. I've studied this pattern across years of readings. One woman, a Virgo named Claire, described watching her in action at a networking event. A guy tried to impress her with his job title, Claire said. She asked him one question: "What drives you?" And when he fumbled, she excused herself. That moment stuck with Claire, and it should with you too. Her indifference isn't cruelty, it's clarity. She seeks a spark, something to ignite her curiosity or stir her soul. Without it, you're invisible. The question now is, who could possibly meet such a standard? The answer lies just ahead, and it's more revealing than you might expect. And here we stand at the precipice, where the stars align to unveil her identity. She is the Aquarius woman, the queen of independence, the embodiment of freedom in human form. Her cold, distant nature isn't a flaw but a feature, etched into her celestial DNA. I've worked with many Aquarius women over the years, and their stories paint a vivid picture. Take Rachel, an Aquarius I counseled in London. She was a scientist, brilliant and reserved, whose colleagues adored her yet rarely got close. "I don't mean to push people away," she told me during a session. "I just don't see the point in wasting time on things that don't matter." That's the crux of it. Her mind is a fortress, and her heart opens only to what resonates deeply. Astrologically, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of innovation and rebellion, which fuels her need for autonomy. She follows no one's rules but her own, a trait I've seen in countless charts. Another client, Michael, a Cancer, once described dating an Aquarius. She was fascinating, talked about space travel, ethics, everything. But if I got too clingy, she'd vanish for days. This isn't aloofness for its own sake, it's her way of preserving her essence. When she does choose to notice someone, it's a rare and deliberate act. I've witnessed this too. Lila, an Aquarius artist, once told me about a man who broke through her walls. He asked me about my paintings not just to flatter me but because he really saw them, she said. That's when I cared. The data supports this too. Surveys of Aquarian traits show they prioritize authenticity over all else. Her indifference, then, is a filter and her attention is a gift. She's not here to please or perform. She's here to live on her terms, a beacon of strength that both inspires and intimidates. Now, imagine the moment she turns her gaze upon you. It's not just a glance, it's a revelation, a sudden burst of light in the dark. I've had clients describe it like winning a cosmic lottery. One, a Sagittarius named Tom, met an Aquarius woman at a philosophy seminar. She ignored everyone else, he said, but when I asked her about free will, she lit up. We talked for hours. That's the magic of her notice. It's earned, not given, and it feels like a triumph. Picture this. A man spends weeks trying to impress her, only to be met with polite nods. Then one day he shares a thought so original, so raw, that her eyes lock onto his. The room fades and he knows he's crossed a threshold. It's not about grand gestures, it's about resonance. I've seen this spark change lives. Take Anna, an Aquarius I advised who found her best friend in a quiet poet. He didn't try to dazzle me, she said. He just understood. That's the gush, the emotional jolt. Her attention is a mirror, reflecting your worth in a way that's both humbling and exhilarating. She's not impressed by wealth or status. Those are fleeting. She craves the real, the unfiltered, and when she finds it, you'll feel like the only soul in her universe. So, here we are, at the end of our celestial journey. The Aquarius woman stands before us, independent, enigmatic, and unapologetically herself. She ignores men not out of spite, but because her world is too vast for the ordinary. Her intellect and aura draw you in, yet her indifference challenges you to rise higher. She's a paradox, a star that shines brightest when left alone, and if she ever chooses to see you, it's a moment to cherish. I've shared her story through the lens of the stars and the lives I've touched. Daniel's confusion, Rachel's clarity, Tom's triumph, all threads in her cosmic weave. If this tale has stirred you, if you felt her presence in these words, I invite you to stay with me. If you'd like to hear more stories from the Zodiac, please like and subscribe. It's your support that keeps me weaving these tales. And one last thing, I'd love to know, have you met an Aquarius woman like this? Drop a yes in the comments, or share your birthday so we can find your starry match. Your voice matters, and who knows, maybe your story will light up the next chapter.